Well, hello guys, welcome back. We have a lot to talk about. How am I even gonna do all this? But anyhow, the wolf arrived. The box was huge. And it's a good thing I got up early because 9 something in the morning the wolf arrived. And the box is huge, and I'm going out, and there's this huge box, and I wave to the mailman, and I bring this box in and I sit down and I try to film for you guys because I'm like, well, if I open that box, I'm not going to be able to concentrate. But after a while, the box got to me and I got the wolf out, fussed with that for a while. And I got it put in place. And as you guys know, Odin and I have this on again, off again relationship where it's just something between us. Some people seem to totally click into him forever and they love him and everything's hearts and flowers. And I think it's the nature of the beast of running this channel. I am running a Lokean channel. I don't have time to have 24/7 hearts and flowers with Odin. I do have to look at Loki at some point. And not only that, the old man doesn't play well sometimes. And I do have to run a channel. And so he knows all this feeds into it and also feeds into it that he's stubborn as hell. It's like having a second Loki in a lot of ways. He's stubborn as hell. I got and he's going to get his way, and no matter what you do, he's going to get his way. He's just going to wear you down. He's going to wear you down and wait until you get tired. And usually that's how he wins all of our fights. He waits until I get tired. He waits until I'm tired and I just give in, and then he's like, he does love me. I know that. I know he loves me. I know he cares about me, and I know he wants what's best for me, but we're just having a disagreement right now on what's best. He thinks Norse only household is best. He's always thought that. And I think International Houses of Awesome is best. And he says, why? And I say, because I think given what a crazy year 2021 is, we need all the help we can get on our side. And for you wondering the role, shouldn't you have a global outlook on these things? And he's just kind of looking at me and considering this. So he's agreed to try. He's at least agreed to try. I get what he wants. He wants to protect people and he wants to draw them into Norse only, and he thinks that's the best protection for people. I said, what do you think's going to happen? Do you think Asmodeus is going to hurt me? Do you think Dionysus is going to do something? I said, the worst that's going to happen is Hermes going to annoy the hell out of me. I got to giggles back here. I said, they're not going to hurt me. They're not out to hurt me. I said, what do you think is going to happen? Jesus is going to hide in the closet and jump out and go, boo. I got cheers back here. I said, baby, they're not out to hurt me. They're not out to get me. I said, I stopped breathing on your watch. And he's looking down because he had just kind of been standing there watching. I think to see what would happen. He's intellectual sometimes. He's up here in the head and not always connected to the heart. And Loki, of course, was like, what the hell's going on? I'm telling him telepathically, I can't breathe. And then to segue into something slightly more serious, I did want to keep the whole video upbeat, but we should talk about stuff sometimes. That guy that talked about that guy having a bad day, he got let go. Yeah, he got let go. Killing 8 people is not a bad day. That's fucking terror attack is what that is. And it's one of those things where I told Loki and I told Odin, I said, it feels like open season on women in females of all species, like all the pregnant wolves that got killed this spring. And yeah, that happened. And all the Asian women that are being assaulted and killed. And this has been going on for years. And they were talking to one woman. She said, it's just the pandemic has brought everything, all this stuff out in the open. Violence against people of color has been going on forever. Violence is just more open out in the open now. It's like we're finally having to see it and having it shown to us and being asked, like, well, are you going to do anything or not? And, it just made me so angry. The guy already confessed and he said, well, he had a sex addiction and this was the way to remove temptation. I'm like, God fucking damn it. For one, sex is free. I don't know why you were paying for it. You know where you get free sex? Everywhere on the planet. Just go into a bar, be a halfway decent human being, and buy someone a drink. That's how it works. Or, just kind of exist. People aren't shy. There are sex clubs everywhere in real life and on the internet for free. Oh my god, there's a sex club on Steam. There's a sex club on Steam where, I think this is a lawsuit waiting to happen, but if you have VR and you also have those toys that go with it, you can go in there and have sex with a total stranger. Yeah. You can have sex with a total stranger, or you can try out some of their VR stuff. I'm like, this is a lawsuit waiting to happen because some people just don't have a good idea of what consent means and what informed consent means. But, they're out there. There are clubs out there for free. There are people on dating sites that just want to hook up for free. For one, you don't have to pay for it. For two, if you think it's an addiction, there's help for free. There's never any reason to kill anybody. And I'm just, all right, 1 second, guys. These allergies. I am sorry. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And the only good thing to come out of all of this, if you can say good came out of this, because she didn't have a good day either, is did you hear about Xiao Shenxie? Have you heard about her? She is my favorite woman now. She is my hero. In San Francisco, attacks on Asian people are escalating, and that's horseshit, by the way, especially if you serve the Norse gods. Don't fucking do shit like that. What's wrong with you? Anyhow, Xiao Shenxie, she's standing on the street corner, 78-year-old Chinese woman, and she's just standing there minding her own goddamn business, and this guy comes up and he punches her in the eye, and if you see her eye, it looks like she's gonna lose it because it is horrific looking, guys, and it's still bleeding, and that's not good. She could lose that eye. And he hit this woman. She put that fucker in the hospital. I'm like, good for you. Good for you, Xiao Xie, because that is how you do it. You put these fuckers in hospitals and these attacks will stop. And I'm in, yeah! And that's the honest person in me. And I'm like, bull fucking shit, attacking elderly people. I thought, good for you. Good for you that you did that. Because, and there goes my monetization. They won't allow me to monetize anything like that. Anyhow. It made me really, really angry that people are, taking out something that happened that we will never truly know the origins of COVID, okay? It could have originated in China? Maybe. Could it have originated in the country of origins from the animals that got shipped there? Yeah, it could have originated there too. It could have came from anywhere. We don't know. And you can't blame a whole people for what just happened. Diseases develop, diseases mutate. You can't blame a whole people for that. I mean, what the hell is wrong with people? And it just made me angry. And Odin was pushing me last night. He says, "Well, if you're angry, say something about it." And I'm like, of course I'm angry that our brothers and sisters that are minorities, people of color, and that's always felt like an awkward phrase, but black people, Latino, Asian people. What the fuck is wrong with people? Leave them the fuck alone. What's the worst thing they ever did to you? Say no because you asked them out? The hell? And I got woof back here. And it makes me so mad. They shouldn't be doing that. I'm staunchly a universalist. To me, it's the thing of the gods who they call. They can call anyone they want. They can call anyone anytime they want, whatever they want to do. It doesn't matter to me what their age is. It doesn't matter to me what the color of their skin is. Now, of course, there are caveats there. I wouldn't say, pledge yourself to gods as a child because one, the gods might take you very seriously and show up later in your life. And two, you are going to have to come in with your eyes wide open and realize there are good or bad people in every spirituality and religion out there. And it's just a thing. And as a gay person too, and as a woman too, it's like it feels like the tiny minority of white guys have gone crazy And they've declared war on everyone else. They've declared war on women. They've declared war on gay people. They've declared war on people that aren't their flavor of Christianity. They've declared war on minorities, and I hate that term too. I mean, they're human beings, damn it. I go, woof! And, I'm kind of pissed off now. And, I'm like, I'm good for you, Sho Shinsei. You put that man in a hospital. That is where his ass belongs. I hope he goes to jail afterwards. And they show a video of him tied down to the stretcher, and he just looks bewildered. And I'm like, good for you. You knocked his ass out. And that's definitely the Odin's person. It might be a bit of a Lokean thing, but that's definitely an old Odin's person of, yeah. She implied she had training because, life is dangerous, y'all. And, I had martial arts training myself. I went through, Tang Soo Do. And, that's Korean, by the way, not Chinese. We were taught to be very proud that it was a Korean martial art. And, we were taught too that, attackers don't attack like they attack in the movies. It's not like you walk down the street and they come out like West Side Story and it's all choreographed and they attack one at a time. They just jump you or they appear out of nowhere. Or women are used to this. Guys start stalking you on the street or some other kind of crazy shit. And we were taught that it's no dishonor to evade a fight if you can. Fuck the Havamon saying you shouldn't run from a fight. It was like evade a fight if you can, especially for females. But if you can't, then you knock that fucker out. And our Koiso was very much like, you knock that fucker out because you're a woman and you keep going until you knock him down and you take him out because if he gets a chance to hit you, weight size, weight class and everything, he's going to outrank you and he's not going to stop either. And it was just like, you knock that fucker out. We will get you a good lawyer. You knock him out. And so I can't monetize this, but anybody has to be like that. If you get attacked and, free advice, I'm not promoting violence, but if you get physically attacked, knock that fucker out. You can get a good lawyer, okay? You can't get another life, There's nothing great about ending up in Valhalla because you were attacked and didn't fight back. Knock that fucker out. Send him to meet Jesus. I don't care. I can, yes, back here. So totally can't monetize this, but Odin has agreed. To his credit, he's agreed to open household. He'll change his mind in 20 seconds, but I think he sees what it is. I need a balance to him, and we've all agreed that is the problem. That is where we always run into problems. I need a balance to Odin. I want to be with Odin 24/7, but I also want to be with Loki 24/7. I want to have the world wide open to me and be able to go here, there, and everywhere. And if that's wicked true or whatever you want to call it, fine. I love Odin to the moon and back. I do, but I need a balance to him. Just all Odin all the time. I don't care about anything. Once Loki starts coming back in and energy starts running back through, we're all amped. We gotta woof. We gotta woof. We spent half hour, backcombing the fur with one of those little slicker brushes that you use on plushies. They look like a cat brush. Um, but they're really good. I got it off of one of those fursuit things it's the kind of brush you use with a fursuit. They work great on, plush as well. And I backcombed all the wolf's fur so that the fur's all fluffy and fluffy wolf in there. And they look different as different can be. The one wolf looks soft and cuddly and sweet, and since it doesn't really sit upright, it's perpetually cuddled into the throne. And the other wolf is supposed to be, howling, and they did the design wrong, and it looks angry. It looks angry. It's angry and fluffy, and I'm already talking baby talk to it. Who's your angry wolf? Who's angry today? You're angry today. So yeah, but we're having a good one. We're talking about whether or not we should, Austeris tomorrow for Americans, about whether or not we should go out and get some like little last minute touches. And Loki and I are talking back and forth. We had gotten some Coke Zeros last week, early this week. I can't remember, stroke. But we were talking about how, you have to have a balance too. If I clean up my diet too much, then I'm going to go crazy the other way. So we're talking about that too. So we got a lot to talk about. And we're kicking around whether or not we want to go get some last minute stuff. We already have a one-eyed chocolate bunny. I saw him the other day. and I got him, and it was fate. The wolf's going out of his way to show me he loves me and adores me. He's just possessive and territorial and manic and obsessive. Everything you want in a god. I love him. I do. I do love Odin. I do. I love him bunches. It's just he is really obsessive and really driven, and I'm like, you're just too much. And every so often he'll be like he'd rather stay by your side in a busy household than to be driven away, and I think he understands that. He doesn't mean to hurt people. I just think he's too much up here all the time and he's not down here enough. He can have warmth and compassion and love, but sometimes, especially if you're dealing with the intellectual, he's up here all the time and he's not down here. He sees the idealized world he wants. I said, I got an idealized world too. Do you know how much stuff I want to buy on Amazon? I said, I want to go back, even though I had to make a choice. Lady Freya took me shopping. I said, even though I had to make a choice of all the stuff I wanted, because I wanted to get this candle, this hoodoo candle, to kind of like say goodbye to my brother. I wanted to get this bath bomb with this beautiful amethyst heart in it. I wanted to get some other stuff, like whatever other stuff I wanted to get. Then I changed my mind and I wanted I wanted a gray salt lamp too. I only have 3 damn salt lamps now, plus a little tea light thing. And then I changed my mind and I wanted that wolf and I got the wolf and a bracelet. And I said, I can't do everything I want either, baby. It's just not great. I said, you've got to learn that I will be with you. I will do whatever you want, but just be cool, man. Be cool. Nobody's going to take me away from you. So we're at the better part of the stage right now. He's a lot to deal with, and he's got a hard time of it. I know he does. Everybody's always using him to, for their hate cause du jour. Odin has nothing to do with that. Odin's not a misogynist. He's not a bigot. He's not anything else. In fact, um, something popped up in my Twilight Zone feed of I watched Twilight Zone stuff and it was from the movie. And I remember seeing this. I remember being scared as a child, but now as an adult, it really hit me. There's this bigot in a bar, and he's yelling, and I'm not going to repeat this racial slurs this guy said. He's yelling about how it's everyone else's fault, right? It's so the idea that white men are being held down by every other race and gender isn't new. It's like film was from the 70s or 80s. And he's saying how he could get ahead if only these people didn't have the money and these people weren't moving into the neighborhood and these blank and blank people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow, he sounds exactly like my father. Exactly like my father. My father was a damn, biggest bigot. I'm surprised he didn't dress in all black and wear a red armband. Are we getting the reference? Good. Well, this guy's, talking about, all this stuff and how it would be great if we could only get rid of these people. And he goes, oh, this all-American bar. And guess where he ends up? I'm like, good, fucker gonna die in 20 seconds because he don't speak German. Ah, karma, bitch. I forget what happens, but if I remember correctly, he has to run all through, Nazi Germany, terrified because they're like, well, they're gonna kill his ass. They don't see him as one of them, I'm like, what part of you makes you think that they would have liked Americans? They wanted to destroy us too, or did you forget? And it's one of those things. As a German person, that really pisses me off to see the Allfather appropriated like that. He's really been letting me stumble over little nuggets of being with German people, and it has nothing to do with the fucked up shit the Nazis did. Anybody can appropriate a god. The Westboro crazies appropriate Jesus. People appropriate the Buddha. Of all the gods, they appropriate the Buddha to teach these violent warped teachings. There's always going to be violent warped teachings out there about all the gods. You have to go with your heart. And I've noticed some people are saying, like they're having bad stuff happen when Odin comes around. I had a reaction to makeup. That happens. And Odin was nearby. He didn't move to do anything, but I think he was watching to see what I'd do. I had a fun thing of choking on a sandwich later, but it was just all having a shitty day. I opened a pack of wooden hearts. I don't know if I said this time to carve some runes. And since they were made to be in the package, they weren't finished, and I'm going to have to either wait until I can sand them in the summer and have all the sawdust outside or never use them. Right now, they're in a bowl on Loki's altar. Loki, Odin, everyone's altar. But we're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can. I was going somewhere with that. I don't know, but oh yeah, Odin doesn't really do stuff like that to people. He can get aggressive. I have had things with my eyes, but you have to learn a balance between, is it the god doing something or are you just having bad luck? Every time I do something and I'm working with Loki and I have bad luck, it's not Loki doing something. Sometimes you get a sense it is, sometimes you get a sense it isn't. I don't want people walking away from the channel getting an idea that Odin's a scary monster waiting to do something to you. I don't want people to think that. We're always going to have our problems and our issues because he's very passionate and driven, and so am I. So we're going to come together like, two storms hitting each other, and there's going to be chaos in the middle. There are going to be days where we love each other and everything is perfect and serene, and there are going to be days when we've declared war on each other. It's the way it's always going to be with us. I don't think we'd have it any other way. I really don't. And there are going to be days where Loki and I get along great, and there are going to be days where he hates me and I hate him, and nobody likes him, and I don't like him, and he don't like me, and you fight with your gods. They have personalities. The only one I've ever known not to fight is Jesus, and that's if it's Jesus and not some other god playing, cosplaying. It's like I really haven't known them to fight, but I've known most gods that I get. At least I get the high drama, high test version like Asmodeus and Dionysus and everything else. And, it's just, you have to work through your problems. And we did work through a lot last night. I told Odin, I'm like, you're kind of scary to me sometimes. And here's why, X, Y, and Z. He says, does it make any sense that I would really take you to Valhalla because you put makeup on or because you choked on a sandwich? I'm like, no. He goes, so why would I try to take you out? Like, yeah, he said, Valhalla is very specific. You have to die and more. Some people say it's more open now, but, at least for the Ennior, is that the term? You have to have died in war because you're going to be fighting every day, get killed, and then get up and feast and make love to your lover and, go to bed and get up the next day, rinse, repeat. It's going to be that way for all eternity. I was starting to wonder now if that isn't just a metaphor because, as the centuries have rolled on, fighting with swords would be cute and antique, but most people are going to want to fight with guns or space lasers. So I go, yeah. So, I would love, I getting this idea of space lasers. I need like 5 of those. I would think of all the gods, Odin would update his technology. So, it might have went from swords and shields to, World War II thing to fighting with drones and lasers now. Who knows? One nuclear bomb. That's the end of that war. I got you. So it's one of those things where we can have our faith, and we can also look at the stories and take them apart too. I've been reading this book at night. It's a Mists of Avalon or whatever it is, but it's about this girl that she ends up becoming a druidic priestess while she's going through her training now. And, I'm not sure how historically accurate it is. I'm not, not into the Celt mythology. I did study it for a while. But, it does talk about stuff of, the priests and priestess had a different way of looking at stuff and they would dismantle the stories. I don't know if they did this in the old days. But all the tradition was oral, and they had to pass it down orally. Again, I don't know if that's correct either. I'm not an expert in Celtic history. But they are studying the songs, and she's studying the spells, and she's studying things of how to hold fire in her hands. Please do not do this at home. And, it's her priestess's training that, to be able to do this. And she says, you don't want to do miracles in front of people. You don't want to just keep doing parlor tricks in front of people, like holding live coals in her hands and that. But there's a time and place for everything, and she's teaching her the magic spells, and she's teaching her scrying and all that. And Odin's been thinking of little thoughts too. Some people are trying to. I've seen it pronounced two ways. I've seen it pronounced cedar, and I've seen it pronounced seed. And we really don't know what the Norse pronunciations were. We just give our best guess. So go ask Dr. Jackson Crawford. He would know better. A lot of people are trying to revive it, and I've gotten an idea. Either Odin thinks I already do it because I meditate every day, or he would like me to go get something and make it more Nordic flavored. I'm like, buddy, I've been doing it the way I do it for forever and a day. It works for me. We're going to do it this way. I think if he could just walk over and then therefore put his label on it, he would be happy. And I'm like, so we're doing good. I don't think I'll monetize this one. It feels like it's going to be a longer video, but I don't think I'll monetize this one because I'm not supposed to tell women to defend themselves. I'm not supposed to promote violence, but damn it, people, if you're attacked, you can fight back. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.